Lightsaber soon.
Hey guys, hope you're having a great day. It's your boy Phil. So today, I'm back home in Massachusetts where we're gonna grill some milkfish, some pork ears, some pork intestines, and some pork chops. And we're gonna have lunch with my family. So, what are we waiting for? Let's start the video. Hope you're having a great day, everyone. So, I'm back home in Massachusetts, and we decided to grill a couple of foods in our backyard. Namely, some milkfish, some pork chops, and some familiar Filipino street foods, pork ears, and pork intestines. First item on the list is bangús or milkfish. And as the name suggests, it is a common fish found in the waters in the Philippines, prized for its creamy and white meat. You can cook the fish in different ways, but one of my favorites is grilling. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to cook the milkfish all the way through, and you can even add some garnishes such as tomatoes, onions, and other spices inside the body to further enhance its flavor. The skin has medium thickness and protects the creamy white meat inside very well. So let's get these things on a plate and admire their perfectly grilled exterior. The thing that is prized in the milkfish is, of course, the milkfish belly. Really rich, really fatty, and it's one of the most prized parts in the milkfish. And that's the prized part right there. Soft white meat on top with creamy, fatty, and very rich milkfish belly. It's easier to cut them to divide them into portions. Different people have different favorites. Some of them like the head, some of them like the tail. But for me, this is the best part, the center cut of the milkfish. Next, we gotta prepare the garnishes. So for this, we choose the simplest garnish, tomato, onions, and some fish paste. And you can complement that with some calamansi juice or anything that provides acidity such as lime or lemon. So this is how you do it in the Philippines. Like the center cut and garnish it with some tomato and onions. So let's start to eat. Some people don't like milkfish because it's notorious for being much bonier than other fish. As you can see the thin bones here in my spoon. But if you can get over with that, you can enjoy the soft, creamy white flesh of this milkfish. Whoops, just another thin bone. The flavor profile of the meat kind of tastes like a mild, creamy sea bass, but much more creamy and a little bit more bony. I like the fish skin of milkfish because it has this grilled fish flavor, and some parts of it are really crispy from being toasted in the grill. And for this piece, the white part of the meat is tastier than the darker part. And that is the rich, fatty, and very tasty belly meat. That creamy belly meat reminds me of some salmon sushi and fatty tuna sushi. Some people like the tail part because it generally has more meat compared to the other parts of the fish. The meat is still creamy, but it tends to be more leaner compared to the belly part and compared to the head part. And for this fish, you definitely need to use your hands. First up, shout out to boy Esau for providing me this pork intestines and pork ears, and I will link his Instagram in the description box for this video. I forgot to defrost these street foods on time, but hey, they're still ready for grilling. The first that we are going to grill is the pork intestines or the pork mesentery. The bubbling that you see is the fat that is being cooked and rendered. It takes about 10 minutes to cook this all the way through. The texture is soft with a taste that is similar to pork fat because the pork mesenteries and the pork intestines carry a significant amount of fat, and that's what gives it its flavor. It is best paired with vinegar. And again, the bubbling that you see here is the fat that is being rendered from the fatty portion of the inside of the intestine. Next are the pork ears. Ears that are cleaned, boiled, salted, and cut into small square pieces and grilled to perfection. And you can baste these pork ears with the sauces and spices of your choosing. But usually, it is made up of soy sauce, some spices, calamansi juice, and any other spices to your liking. And this is the result. Pork ears have an interesting texture, crispy because of the cartilage in the center, soft because of the skin and the small amount of fat, and meaty with some parts of the ear. But delicious because of your basting sauce or your marinade. The best dip for this is of course vinegar, which is the same as the pork intestines. You can eat these things on your own, preferably with the sauce that you like, specifically vinegar, but sometimes when you're hungry, you can also pair it with rice, which is what I am about to do now. And after dipping it with some vinegar, it's time to eat these street foods again. And those are the variety of textures that you can taste once you bite into these pig ears. And this piece has a particularly crunchy cartilage. Delicious. And this meanwhile is the pork intestines with rice. Definitely a fattier piece compared to the pork ears. And this is the marinated pork chop of my uncle, and he will do the grilling for us as always. And for these pork chops, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to cook them thoroughly. Depends on the level of doneness that you want. And basting with my uncle's secret sauce is always recommended. And these burnt ends are some of the tastiest parts of the pork chop. Not only do they have some rendered grilled fat, and some of the sauce just sticks into the surface. And I'm gonna have a taste. And that's definitely delicious. And of course, I'm gonna have another taste with another piece. And these are the delicious pork chops after grilling. So, let's get some to eat. These pork chops are soft that you can cut in them easily, and some people do prefer eating them in strips, but for me, I prefer to use my hands to get into those nooks and crannies and those bones and cartilages, and those delicious pieces sticking to the bone. And these are some of the tastiest parts, the meat and the cartilage that are sticking to the bone. So, for eating these pork chops, you really need to use your hands. delicious, soft, and well-marinated pork meat. And that umami pork flavor comes out because of the rendering of the fat and the grilling process that cooks the meat and releases the flavor of the meat and fats. And that was a great meal indeed. Thank you for watching this video, and I really do hope that you enjoy it, and thank you for your continued support. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe. See you later in the next video, guys. Take care.